Hey everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping with Natalie, or welcome to if you're new. This is episode or part, whatever you want to call it, 13, and it's the 16th, I believe,
of August.
And we're just going to do a quick update on the grow yard. This is what we've been calling it. That's what we call it here, the grow yard, and then on actual video, I guess it would be 2 to 20. But anyways, so here's kind of the rundown of what we did. We had 3, maybe it might have been 4 doubles, I don't remember, and we were just gonna cut them down to singles and then just overwinter mostly singles, but we actually ended up not being able to find the queen on like most of these. I don't know what it was, but it was like a rainy day, it was cloudy, and we could not find the queen, so we had to use a different method on splitting, and it was just using a queen excluder. I have tons of videos on it if you want to check it out. Bob Benny also has a really good video on it, but it's really just putting your parent hive in the bottom, and then all the frames you want to use for splitting go in the top, and all the frames that are in the top you shake down into the bottom box, put a queen excluder on, and then put your top box on. That way the next day when you come back, they'll go up to the brood to take care of it, but she won't be able to get through there because she has that queen excluder. So I think Bob said there's like a 98% chance she will be in the bottom box. So anyways, that's the method we did, and we're just going to knock them down to singles, but we ended up having so much food left over that we went ahead and kept them in doubles, and then we just dropped some foundation in there. So
lots of food because we've been feeding like crazy.
Yeah,
which is
so
great.
It's a good thing. It's a good problem to have. So we went ahead and kept them as doubles, and then this one
Sorry about the airplane.
They shouldn't be able to hear it. But this one was that one that was not doing too good, and then we ended up smushing her, putting a new queen in, and then she wasn't in there. I think they ended up killing her or something, but they had a little bit of brood in there, so we went ahead and split them, and we just put them into a double nuke. So we'll have to drop queens in today, so we're going to do that on video. And then, so anyways, this one is just now a double nuke. We'll have to drop some queens in. Then this one, they actually do have a queen. We found her, and then we lost her. So it wasn't me, it was my dad. He was holding the frame and then saw her and then like flipped it over and then didn't know where she went. So I'm gonna check this one today and see if they have emergency cells or if she's in there, and we're just gonna have to decide if we want to let it play out with their emergency cells, because that is one of our Corey Stevens breeder queens. So we just gotta decide if we want to let those play out or not. We do already have tons that we grafted off, so it's really not that big of a deal that we did lose her, because I have heard that, well, there's something with those breeders, but it's not that big of a deal because we have a ton that we grafted off of. But anyways,
it is sad.
It is sad, but it's okay. We'll probably end up with a few more. I think we actually have some, don't we?
Yeah, and I think from my understanding, inseminated queens tend to be superseded.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Fairly early.
Yeah. Every video she talks a little more and more.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's a good thing. I'm just saying.
So then how many did we end up with splits-wise?
So we split, I think we ended up splitting pretty much all of them. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 splits out of that, and we're going to drop queens in today. So I'm just going to show how we do that. Now, that's the only thing about this series, that you'll either have to buy queens or graft off of another hive you have. You can definitely graft off of one of these hives. Like, I would say I could definitely graft off of a double or a single here, but we had already grafted in a different colony. So anyways, we have extra queens. You can find queens this time of year. It is harder, but you can find them. Now we have a lot, and we don't have this many splits, so it's not a whole lot of queens, but this time of year it's just too much. So anyways, we're gonna try and find spots for all of these, but we're gonna go ahead and drop these in. So these are just virgins because we tried to split in time and then we didn't have enough time, so we had to just introduce them as virgins, which is fine. But they have about 5, I think I put 5 attendants in those. So I'm just gonna pull, this one got kind of a half frame here of food, and then a lot of brood on these. I'm gonna put it in, so it should be like a foodie broody and then 2 frames of brood, and then food frame. So I'm going to put the queen right in between the 2 solid food or brood frames here. Now, okay, here's the other thing. I just remembered this. It's been a couple of days actually since we made these up. So we're going to have to go through and tear down emergency cells so you can see they actually made those up already, which is not a bad thing. But we want them to take our queens, so we're just going to go ahead and tear those down. Now, you might look at your split now and think, okay, they need a shake of bees or they need a frame of brood or whatever, but we're going to let it play out first. Looks like they're filling this back up. We're going to let it play it out first, and then we will come back probably maybe after they get mated or a little while or something like that, and we'll come back and we'll equalize all of these. If that means we have to combine 2, then we will, or if we have to shake bees from a double, we will too. So I always just like to make sure that she's still in there. It looks like she is moving. 2 of the attendants died, but she's still good. So we're gonna drop it. Sometimes I like to drop it all the way down in the frame, like not all the way down, but about middle, and then figure out where my entrance is. So my entrance is on this side, so I'm gonna drop the queen further to the back. That's what we'll do with cells also, but this just has some candy in it up in the top here. You just kind of smush it into that frame right there, and then just drop it back in, and then put your 2 frames together, and it should stay in place there.
You didn't see any emergency cells on that other one?
No, I looked. We also have been feeding them quite consistently just because these feeders are a little bit smaller. Also, you may have noticed the lid was flipped whenever we first started, and I think that was just as a reminder that they needed queens. These 4 right here already got cells.
Oh, they got cells.
They got cells. I think it would have been the day
we made the splits. That's right.
And then these ones didn't get made up till the next day because we weren't able to find the queen on some of the hives we wanted to split, so we had to do the 2-day method. So then we came back, but by the time we came back to make the splits, all of our queens had emerged, so we'll have to do virgins, which really isn't a big deal. I don't know, I know there's a whole lot of talk on introducing virgins and how it can be difficult. I've really never had a whole lot of problems with it. It's really just having them in that cell and then candy. The hardest part about virgins is making the candy. It took us forever to figure that out. Just to get the right consistency, sometimes it's either too wet or it's too dry. You can't even move it around. But the candy that you put in the cell is like the hardest part of the whole thing. I would say these need a shake of bees, but
it does seem like they do.
We'll get back to that soon. So that's the entrance. I'm going to drop it over here. I'm just going to drop it low right now just because if it was like the middle of, it doesn't really matter how you put it in. If it was like a middle of a honey flow, everybody's happy. It doesn't matter where you drop it in. It can just be right up top here. But we're in like the worst dearth we have had all year. It's awful, so we're going to make sure it's down in there.
And then we just hope and pray they get mated.
Pretty much. If they don't, we would do some combining, because we probably at that point, I don't like to keep waiting to see if she will get mated, or if we can get a queen in there, we'll probably just end up combining them. But I do want to just check to see if these ones emerged. So that's one thing you can check a couple days later just to make sure that she came out. We did cull all of the cells, and we actually only had 1 cull out of the, I think, 22 that we had. So it was a really good graft, which is funny because the last couple that we've done that were the right time for grafting weren't that great, and then when we do it later in the year, it's good. Anyways. Okay, so I just dropped it like right there, and she came out of there. So if you wait too long, sometimes they'll take the cell down, but a lot of times if they've got the cell protector, they won't take it down. But it just kind of tells you if she did end up coming out of there or not. If not, we will drop a virgin in. So I'm just gonna go back and check these just to make sure she did, because we're kind of at the point we're just trying to find places to put queens. So I think we're gonna requeen a few.
Which is kind of crazy for this time of year, but
just a few of them that, like that Apme box, we might requeen. Okay, she came out.
awesome.
I'm not gonna check them. She shouldn't be mated yet, so we're not even gonna mess with them. Now the thing with the Apme box.
Are you gonna check that one too?
What time? How long have we been doing it? Oh,
10 minutes.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, we can check this one. But
everybody says longer videos are okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, again, check to see if she came out of there. Oh wait, this might have been one. Okay, this was one that we actually made up. Is it? No, it's not. I just couldn't see the cell, but it's down in there. Oh,
I was trying to figure out for a second what in the world we had going on.
Yeah. I dropped those low. Let me pull this out.
And we're going to come back and feed them here in a bit.
Yeah, we will. Later tonight. We always, this time of year, do it later in the evening. Just because robbing's so bad. Okay, she came out of there. So that looks
Sweet.
good. They've got a good amount of food in here still.
I feel like the two splits in the middle one are a little smaller.
Yeah. Try not to make these super light splits, but kind of just had to. We should, I mean, we still should have a little bit of a flow, this fall flow. And that should help them a little bit, but it really, all the feeding we have done has helped them so much. Let's see where I dropped this.
Also, we still have time.
Yeah,
it's
we do.
August.
Yeah, that's the thing, it's August. We still have swarms. Like the other day we had a swarm in the tree. So we still have a while to build them up. It feels late in the season, and it kind of is, but we still got time to build them up and equalize if we need to, because we always do like one full inspection right before the year ends. Wow, that smoker is going crazy.
On these double nukes, you do have to kind of be careful about getting the lids on right.
With these inner covers, yeah, just so she doesn't cross over, but I've never had an issue with them crossing over. We've never had that happen, actually.
Never say never.
Yeah, well, we've never had an issue with it yet. But anyways, okay, so then with this one here, I won't check it like all on camera, but I think what I'm gonna do is check to see if she's in here. She shouldn't be. I checked and my dad checked, and we went through it like 4 times the other day and we didn't find her. So I'm gonna go through, check to see if they have emergency cells. If they do, I'm gonna go ahead and tear them down, I think. Just because we have so many queens that we need to get rid of and they need to go somewhere, so I'm gonna go ahead and tear them down. Then what I'm gonna do is separate the brood. So I'm gonna put some brood on this side and a little bit more on this side. So basically just make a split on each side and then drop in this, what is this called?
Divider board, I guess.
Yeah, this divider right down the middle. That's the thing about Apme boxes, is they have all of these features that you can use. So anyways, I don't remember exactly how the entrances work. They're not at the same, I can't remember, but I know there's one back here. So what we'll do is the one entrance that's gonna be at the front, the main entrance, we'll shake most of the bees out and put it into the other, because those bees will come out the back and then go right back into the front. So anyways, we will shake a few into the one that won't be facing that way. But that's what I'm gonna do with these ones, I think. And then just split them down. Sometimes it's okay to just take a hive, split them down. Like sometimes we did it with one of the queens over here, actually. I think it was this one.
Yeah,
we need to drop a queen in there because they were just mean, and you could barely move and they would just like go after your hand. So we actually smushed her because we weren't putting up with it. So We just smushed her, but I'll probably go ahead and drop a queen in there just so they have it.
We didn't already? Drop a cell?
We might have. I don't remember, but I'll check. It's kind of been a crazy last couple of weeks. Everything's just happened as we get time to do it, so it's just like the schedule's all messed up. Anyways, I said I would do that off camera, so let me go ahead and close the video out. But I think that's really it. These are all good to go. We'll feed them for sure. Make sure they have plenty of feed just because...
I was just going to say, I think you have a girl in your veil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess... Oh, I do. I guess I'll figure that out. But she's chill, actually. They usually aren't whenever they're stuck in the veil, but
She's just hanging out.
Okay, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go through this and split it, and we'll do an update on one of the later videos. But after we drop queens in, it'll be a waiting process, just waiting for them to get mated, and we'll wait a couple of weeks before we actually check. But we might do a check like in a week or so just to see if they end up doing a laying worker. So we'll check before anything else happens. But anyways, I think that's really it. So thanks for watching today's video. Follow along for more bee adventures and be here next time on Beekeeping with Natalie.